Evening, family. Welcome to my platform, Get Into the Hedge. Um, G2H movement. I am R. Griffin from the Glass City of Toledo. Talking about Revelation chapter 12, talking about the woman, the man-child, the dragon, the portal. We're going to do this. We're going to get through this. The man-child, sign of the man-child could possibly be glass. John said, I saw as it were glass before the throne. So when the movement starts, there needs to be a dimension of glass. Yeah, I'm Ranford from the Glass City of Toledo. I like to announce that, but that don't mean I'm that guy, right? Because whoever get the people to move, whoever is saying something, that has enough revelation that people come together. That's who the guy is. But whoever it is, there should be some signs connected to him. There is an end time John the Baptist. He is called man-child in the book of Revelations. Okay. On the tabernacle design, there's 10 curtains. Those curtains have cherubim on them. Those cherubim have become known as the griffin. Okay, so there's two possible signs that might help you recognize the season. Maybe not necessarily the man-child himself, but at least the season. You should have something about glass, something about griffin included in the movement before you get up and you move. Okay. The next sign of the man-child and of the movement most definitely should be a part of it. He's the only one saying what he's saying. During the day of John the Baptist, he was the only one with all the Pharisees and Sadducees doing their teachings. John walked away from everybody into the wilderness area. That's another sign of the man-child. He'll be saying what he's saying from the wilderness area. He'll be the only one saying it, and he'll be talking about prepare the way for the coming of the Lord. Now, this is the thing. Eden has always been open, and you could have always defeated death and went over into the portal. You could have always accessed power to heal the sick and raise the dead, with the first person being healed and raised is yourself. Melchizedek did it. Melchizedek did it. Enoch did it. Elijah did it. So it's there, but of course you have to be focused. Seek first the kingdom of God and the righteousness, then all things will be added, even the defeat of death. But the kingdom, the portal, that's where you have to go because. The kingdom and the portal is where you have to go because it's the area where God places his blood. He takes the blood from the body after crucifixion, and he sprinkles it over the tabernacle design. And on the tabernacle, there are three areas that correlate with earth. The table of showbread, which correlates with Palestine. The seven church area, which correlates with the area up in the country of Turkey. And also the altar area, which correlates with the place in Africa. We know it's Canaan land. We know it's West Coast Africa. My people shall know when the end is near, even at the door. So it's not like we're going to be squinting, trying to figure out what somebody's saying all the time. When man-child comes, he's going to be saying he's going to be the only one. You can look on all of social media. The thing that helps you identify him, he's the only one saying it the way he's saying it. And it has a conclusion and a finish line. It's not like you're going to be a career churchgoer. No, Eden has always been. Christ said, I dwell in the seven church area. When you went to church, the first thing your pastor should have taught you was Christ dwells in the seven church area. No longer shall a man teach another man saying, know the Lord. I am trying to get my congregation up to the area of the seven churches where Christ said he is offering the tree of life. And if your pastor doesn't do that, you're going to die. And your family going to die. Because you can't deny the fact that he said he was there. That's a life or death decision the pastor just made to start preaching. And I've been subject to that. My pastor didn't say anything about Christ dwelling in the seven churches. And because they didn't say it, when I read it, I just skipped over it. Because they're not teaching on it. They made it seem like it wasn't significant. But you're supposed to seek the kingdom first before you preach. So if the seven church area, we know for a fact in 96 AD, Christ was there. Every pastor that preaches in any church around the world should have gone there first or should have taken his congregation there. Every one of them. No longer shall a man teach another man saying, know the Lord. Meaning they were supposed to be passing you off directly to Christ. And this is why in the end time, chapter 12, the whole church around the world, they just stopped listening. They stopped functioning in church. because they realize church is a temporary experience. It's only a gathering. You don't need the building. They got that from, what I say, phone keeps stopping, and I'm not looking at the phone. I got to keep looking at it so I can see where it stops. But yeah, the pastors around the world, man, they should have all been taking their individual churches to the seven church area because Christ said he was there. No longer shall a man teach another man, saying, know the Lord. And the style of church we have now came from the pagans. We do so much stuff that's so obviously wrong, and we just keep doing it. And it's killing us. To anyone that overcomes, I'll give the right to eat from the tree of life. We should have all had the opportunity to defeat death. That's what we're here for, to defeat death. To heal the sick and raise the dead. With the first person being healed and raised, healed from sickness and raised from death, is us, individually. That's what happens when you seek first the kingdom. It's an area where the blood is. It's expressed in Ezekiel chapter 36, verses 24 to 38. I'll bring you from the four corners of the earth, and I'll sprinkle clean water over you, and I'll remove all your uncleanliness. So when you come and you get sprinkled and uncleanliness is removed, you don't die. Does anything else matter? There is nothing. The Gentiles had that seven church area. There is nothing that America is offering that is better than what God gave them in the seven church area over in Europe. There is nothing in America. What you should be doing is making the seven church area great again, because that offers immortality. I'm going to leave that right there. Gentiles had it all, and they could have brought us, they could have brought the Africans into it and the Asians. Now I think it's moved. And it's supposed to move. I mean, the tabernacle area has the table of 12 loaves. It has the seven church area, and then it has the altar of incense. So since we know it moved from the table of 12 loaves with the 12 tribes, we know it moved to the seven churches, and then with the altar area sitting there, we know it's going to move again. So yeah, we know it had to move to the altar area. And we know the altar area is Canaan land. We know Canaan was assigned to the west coast of Africa in the book of Jubilee, but he had to stay in Palestine because he was carrying Ham's curse. And Palestine at that time was under Shem, and it was active for protection. So that's the only reason Canaan stayed there. But they started having sex, so he kicked them out. They got spread all over the world. And the group that's living in the country with the woman statue, expressed in the book of Revelations, where it says there's a woman sitting up on the dragon, and she's a city, but she's brought forth by 7 nations that take a group of 10. The number 10 represents the 10 tribes of Canaan who live along the west coast of Africa, and the group of 7 nations that are going to take her. Let's see if we can name them. Portugal, Spain, Britain, Italy, France. That's 5. Germany and Belgium. They all invaded Africa. So the Bible perfectly prophesied in Africa. Am I not right? Didn't 7 of them invade? 7 nations invade you guys? And out of that comes a country that erects a woman statue, a symbol of the accomplishment, a woman statue that has 7 horns on her head, representing the 7 countries that invaded Africa and took away Canaanite Israel. I gotta check to make sure the camera's still running. Took away Canaanite Israel, and they made them build. Now, we can actually read Revelation chapter 12. Because the 7, since I mentioned that, have crowns on their head because they did indeed conquer Canaanite Israel, and they're holding them in poverty. So, Revelation chapter 12. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried and travailed in pain, and pain to be delivered. So the church, the Israel, as it goes into its last Hamitic dimension via Canaan, she pains to be delivered, but she's with child. And the reason why she's paining to be delivered is because this man-child is talking to her about she should be delivered. And she's like, I ain't never heard this before. I want to go. I'm ready to go. You mean to tell me I don't have to die? I don't have to lose none of my loved ones? So there's a pain on all races and all tongues who follow Christ. They all want to go. It appears